Highway or road work zones are hazardous for motorists as well as the workers who build, repair, and maintain our streets, bridges, and highways. Traffic work zones can be very complex with motorists driving through an array of signs, barrels, and lane changes, along with a variety of road construction vehicles and earth-moving equipment. According to the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, NIOSH, from 2011 to 2020, transportation vehicles were responsible for 73% of fatal injuries in work zone. Hi, I'm Lena, and today we'll be talking about work zone safety.
Hello? Oh, okay, yeah.
Let's take a look at hazards. Workers in highway work zones are exposed to the following hazards: moving construction vehicles, noise from motors and vehicles, limited visibility from machinery and dust, night work and limited lighting, proximity to traffic, inclement weather, slip, trip, and falls. When it comes to work zone injuries, the most common work zone injuries are from objects or equipment used at the site. The top 3 causes of roadside work zone fatalities are run-overs, construction vehicle or equipment collisions, being struck by equipment. Safe practices can help reduce hazards. A danger exists when traffic is not properly routed and/or adequate barriers are not placed between workers or traffic. To prevent potential hazards, workers must follow these safe work practices. Know the work zone and your position within. Know the internal job traffic control plan. Always wear appropriate high visibility clothing such as reflective safety vest. Ensure barriers are provided between workers and equipment when possible. Never use cell phones or other distractions unless an emergency. Use designated site-specific routes or equipment and workers. Know the location of other workers, including equipment operators, and establish a method of communication with them, making sure eye contact is made when you are in the area. Let's remember flaggers and other work zone workers. Workers exposed to traffic must be seen by other drivers. Different types of clothing and amounts may be required for different times of day or night. Workers must wear high visibility clothing that meets local, state, and federal requirements. The following is work zone protective clothing: protective helmet, hard hat, type 2, ANSI Class 3 vest, high visibility, yellow-green, having silver retroreflective stripes with orange trim. ANSI Class E leggings or chaps, high visibility, yellow or green or orange-red required. ANSI Class 3 high visibility, yellow or green, rain gear in inclement weather. Proper footwear. Protective clothing will make the worker visible for at least 1,000 feet so that the worker can be seen from any direction and make the worker stand out from the background. Check the label or packaging to ensure that the garments are Performance Class 2 or 3. Note: night work requires additional visibility clothing. If it is dark, the flagger must wear reflective attire visible from a minimum of 1,000 feet away. Next, let's discuss the flagger station. When setting up the flagger station, consider the following. Lighting for workers on foot and equipment operators is to be at least 5-foot candles or greater. Where available lighting is not sufficient, flares or chemical lighting should be used. Glare affecting workers or motorists should be controlled or eliminated. Now, let's talk about traffic control devices. When workers are placing or removing traffic control devices in the work zone, they are most vulnerable to being hit. Therefore, they must stay alert. When setting up the work zone, ensure that all signs and devices are placed before starting any work. Put up the advanced signs in both directions, then position the flagger if there will be one. Complete the transition in work zone channelization areas. Move with the traffic whenever possible, except when closing the work zone. Pick the traffic controls up in reverse order, starting with the end road work sign and working towards the road work ahead sign. Another key element is the traffic control plan. There must be a traffic control plan for the movement of vehicles in areas where there are also workers conducting other tasks. Drivers, workers on foot, and pedestrians must be able to see and understand the routes they are to follow. Consider the following when protecting other workers. Being struck by heavy equipment is the biggest danger in roadwork. That is why it is important for equipment operators to stay alert and protect other workers by knowing the location of other workers around you, setting up a means of communication with them, providing barriers between workers and equipment. Avoid excess speed and dangers caused by hills, obstacles, and curves. It is important to use safe practices when keeping operators safe. Operate equipment only if you are qualified. Safe equipment operation includes these safe practices. Before starting vehicles, do a walk-around inspection. Test the backup alarm and other safety devices. Locate and test controls. Know equipment, blind spots, and swing radius. Use equipment seatbelts and rollover protection on equipment and vehicles as stated by the manufacturer. Work zones can be complex, hectic, and incredibly dangerous. For your safety and the safety of those around you, know the location of other workers and establish a method of communication with them, making sure eye contact is made when you are in the area. Know the traffic control plan and remember to stay alert and visible. Always follow your company's policies and procedures.